everybody! Autumn has finally arrived here in our part of the world. It was a beautiful and busy summer here at the Mama Willow Tree House. We've been busy creating, testing, and presenting our natural, organic, vegan bath and body care line. Our product line focuses on creating naturally beautiful living through organic, suburban herbalism, incorporating the principles of aromatherapy and Ayurveda. You can go to mamawillowtree.com to view our ever-expanding product line and learn more about our company philosophy, goals, and products. In the meantime, Mama Willow Tree continues to be committed to naturally beautiful living with projects that you can do yourself. So today, I'm going to show you how to create a safe vegan gel air freshener using essential oils and culinary seaweed. Anyone with small children or pets, teenagers, partners, spouses, roommates, or visiting neighbors know that sometimes people can get into things in your home that can cause allergic reactions. This is especially true of gel air fresheners, which can be very toxic. And store-bought natural air fresheners can be very expensive. Part of our goal at Mama Willow Tree is to create natural, organic, herbal products that are accessible to the lower end of the 99%. That's why all of our products are $12 or below. We'll be sharing more about our accessibility projects in the following months to come. But right now, let's head to the Mama Willow Tree kitchen and get the house smelling good. So here we are in the Mama Willow Tree kitchen, and you can go to my website, mamawillowtree.com, and click under the Musings tab to get the exact measurements and directions for this project. But to start out, I'm going to use distilled water. I'm going to use 151 proof grain alcohol. You can use a lower amount. I noticed in mine that when I used an 80 proof, after a while it did start to mold. So this is a higher alcohol content, which I had left over from some tinctures that I was doing, and I don't drink, so this is a good way to put it to use. So this is 151, and then to make it, because this is a vegan recipe, we're using a powder called agar agar, and this is a Japanese seaweed that's used often in culinary cooking in place of gelatin. It's a vegetarian, vegan alternative that's plant-based. So we're going to use this today to actually bind everything together. And then I have my essential oil blend here. You can actually blend whatever essential oils that you like. Today I'm going to make a blend that reminds me of a lot of the things I love most about autumn. I'm using lime essential oil, sweet orange essential oil, clary sage, and petitgrain, which has a very earthy smell to it. And then you'll need some empty containers. What I like about this project is that you can really reuse a lot of the containers that you may have. You can even use old yogurt containers, old jars, whatever you have around the house. I'm going to be using this half coconut shell for one, and this seashell for the other. I think they'll be very pretty to display. But again, you can use whatever you have around the house. You don't have to go out and buy anything decorative. There's a lot of beautiful things that you can incorporate from your house to make really nice displays. Just a quick note again about the agar agar powder. Where I live, I'm really lucky here in California. We have a lot of natural health food stores, so this is very easy to find. But if you're not in an area where this is easily accessible and you don't mind making it non-vegan, then you can actually use 2 packets of gelatin, powdered gelatin, in place of the agar agar that we're going to use. Okay, so to start out, I'm going to dissolve the agar agar powder into the water. And I'm going to use 3/4 cup of water. And what I've done is I've actually boiled the water ahead of time because I didn't want to lose too much of it through the evaporation process when I try to dissolve it. So you can do this or you can not, it's up to you. But so I'm going to use 3/4 cup of distilled water. And I want to dissolve the agar-agar powder in there. I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of the agar-agar powder. So again, if you don't have this readily available, then you can use 2 packets of gelatin, but I think this works really nicely. So 2 teaspoons. And you want to dissolve that into your water. So I'm just stirring it with a fork to dissolve it. It actually dissolves pretty quickly, and you can tell as you stir it that it starts to get thicker. It starts to get thicker really fast. So I'm going to turn the heat down. I'm actually going to turn it off. And then you can see it in there. Agar-agar is like a clear liquid. This is going to harden as it cools. But in the meantime, that's what we're going to do. And then I'm going to actually pour it back into my measuring cup and see how much water I lost. Not much at all, which is great because I started out with the boiled water. So I've actually had it. Most of the water evaporate pretty quickly when I've not boiled it ahead of time. So there you go, 3/4 cup of that mixture. And you want to work relatively quickly, safely, but relatively quickly before this cools. Okay, and then I'm going to add 2 ounces or 1/4 cup of the grain alcohol into that mixture. And stir it up. So you're going to get about 8 ounces of material to do this with. So you can take that into consideration when you're looking for jars. So this is my essential oil blend that I'm going to use. Again, you can incorporate anything. I usually like to do about 50 total drops of something, of a blend. So I'm going to do 18 drops of sweet orange essential oil. Okay, that's a little more, but that's okay. I'm going to do 16 of lime essential oil. Here in California, we have like a really long summer growing season, so we get the benefit of some really nice citrus for a long time. So this reminds me of our autumns. So 16 of the lime. Okay. 10 of clary sage. I really like clary sage because it's very uplifting and it smells really good. So I'm going to use 10 of this. Okay. And the petitgrain, you know, some people, this is like one of those ones you either love or hate. I love it. I like these really musky, earthy scents. But you can substitute petitgrain for something like cedarwood or you know, spruce or anything, any essential oil, any tree smelling essential oil. This is what I'm going to use because this is what I have. So I'm going to use 6 drops of that. Okay, mix it all together. Oh, that smells really good. I love it. And then you just take your medium that you're going to use, pour it right in there. Pop that up a little bit. So again, this is going to harden as it cools. Oh, that doesn't really. There we go. So I actually have some left over. I'm going to pour a little more in there. So I have about 2 ounces left over. Just pour the rest of that in here. And it actually has a little lid, so if you want to cap the smell a little bit, you can put a lid on it. Okay. So my shell here is spilled out a little bit because it's kind of wobbly and it doesn't want to sit right. But again, this is going to harden as it cools. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator I'm gonna prop the little shell up so it doesn't spill out. And then once it cools, it's gonna harden and you can just let it bobble about and it's the way it naturally would. So I'm gonna put these in the refrigerator and let them harden. Okay, so while those are in the refrigerator cooling off and getting hard, I wanted to just show you from where I spilt some of it on the counter from the shell. And it actually cooled off pretty quickly. I just wanted to show you the consistency of this. You can actually pick it up. There it is. There it is. And put it in your hand. So that's just like a little bit that spilled out of that shell container. Okay, so I put those in the refrigerator. It didn't take them very long to harden. And here's our coconut shell. And you can see that's pretty, like that's really hard. That's pretty solid. There's our seashell that kept wobbling around because and some of the liquid spilled out, but now you can see it's not going anywhere. So I'll just let that sit like that in the bathroom somewhere. And then I had a little bit left over, so here's my jar that I used, and here's the little lid for it. And that would make a really nice gift as well. The holidays are coming up. So this is a really easy, fun, safe project that you can create with your friends, your family. It's a really good holiday idea for gifts. And you know what you've put in it, and you can create your own scent blends. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch our Mama Willow Tree channel, and be well.